Hello and welcome to Access for the 39th time. Coming up this week, we're in LA for a prestigious Virtua Fighter 5 tournament, checking out the GT Academy wildcard event at the Pageant of Power, and whether the PES or FIFA developers know the most about real football. First up though, we're hiding in bushes, boxes and wardrobes for our Vita game of the week, Metal Gear Solid HD. June 29th is a date PlayStation Vita has had penned in the diary since its February launch, as it marks the day the sociable Snake triplets crash the handheld party in Metal Gear Solid HD. A double whammy of sneaky Hideo Kojima excellence.
Not too shabby, is it? New York, I mean.
First up is Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty, a churning story of sibling rivalry and paranoid technophobia, which is best remembered for introducing us to the mewling streak of blonde androgyny that is Raiden. But not even that bit where he does the crotch-flashing cartwheels detracts from a game that is still, over a decade after its PS2 release, an exquisitely crafted stealth masterpiece, with memorable characters, imaginative boss fights, and this bit.
I hear it's amazing when the famous purple stuffed worm in Flapjaw Space with the tuning fork does a raw blink on Harry Carey Rock. I need scissors. 61.
And then there's Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, arguably the best in the series thanks to tense jungle-based cat and mousery, a brand new close-quarters combat system, and the ability to chow down on reticulated pythons.
I want some more.
It also introduced the wonders of camouflage and taught us that if you paint your face just right, you can hide pretty much anywhere.
Rob, have you done that Metal Gear script yet? Where the bloody hell is he?
But how does it handle on PlayStation Vita? Remarkably well, as it happens. The touchscreen is used for thumbing through your item menus and peeking around corners. Plus, there's the fact you're playing two of the greatest games in the history of PlayStation in the palm of your hand, which, in terms of squeezing brilliant things into pocket sizes, is a bit like cramming a 9-inch Hawaiian into a small piece of Tupperware for your work lunch. You can get your hands on Metal Gear Solid HD for PlayStation Vita on June the 29th. The soldiers of news are mobilising, which can only mean one thing. It's time for your PlayStation briefing. And we start this week with sexy-looking apocalyptic shooter Metro Last Light. Can you have a sexy apocalypse? God, I hope so. More importantly, we spoke to studio communications head Hugh Bainan about finding the balance between scripted set pieces and player choice.
Rather than have this funneled corridor where all of your opponents are lined up, guns at the ready for you to mow down, instead you'll maybe find more realistic environments, guards going about their business, on patrol, talking to each other, and you'll have multiple routes through that level, and you can choose whether you want to take a stealthy approach or go in guns blazing, which I generally wouldn't advise because you'll probably come to an early death.
Thanks for that advice, Hugh, which we have already disregarded in favour of more guns. If Metro looks a bit grim, then cheer yourself up with a bit of this. Lunatic platformer, hell yeah, Wrath of the Dead Rabbit from Archon Studios. We caught up with Camille Germonprez, head of Archon Studios, to ask how a rabbit becomes the Prince of Hell.
Oh, I have no idea. The game is a 2D platformer where you are an angry rabbit with some anger management issues and need to prove yourself, and you have monsters that you are going to carefully slaughter one by one, very slowly.
Finally this week, with the amazing Spider-Man game out this very Friday, we flew to Quebec to speak to the guys behind the game.
So the Amazing Spider-Man game is obviously based on a movie of the same name, but we really wanted this game to be a game that stands on its own, just not be your classic movie game. So we've actually set the story of the game after the events of the movie.
Excellent, although, wait, you did just kind of tell us that Spider-Man doesn't get killed in the movie, which is sort of a spoiler if you don't go outside very often. That was your PlayStation briefing. We'll be back with more next week. Crossing the digital event horizon now, it's your weekly roundup of the best from On The Store. Hello! Who's this? I think that looks suspiciously like Nathan Drake wearing his brand new downloadable on PSN pants. And it is! Hooray! Both Uncharted Drake's Fortune and Uncharted 2 Among Thieves can now be yours without the bother of a plastic box, meaning the series can add eco-friendly to its list of things that are brilliant about it, alongside Chloe, this train and being the best thing on PS3. And PSN just keeps on snaring the big hitters. Also available for download this week is the superbly haunting BioShock, the game that shows you all the things that can go wrong if you inject yourself with dubious liquids, like having bees come out your hands and or jets of flame. Plus it has big daddies in it, so named because they are big and probably the most violently overprotective parents since the Alien Queen. New to PS3 and downloadable from today is Resident Evil The Dark Side Chronicles, a PlayStation Move-enabled zombie blaster that ditches the slow-burning tension of early Resi titles in favour of all-out light gun-style action. The PlayStation Move motion controller proves a smart, accurate and satisfyingly splatty zombie pasting device, and combining it with a floppy wig will make you feel exactly like hunky man hero Leon Kennedy. That's it for now. We'll have more from the PlayStation Store next time. Racing enthusiasts among you probably know all about the ongoing GT Academy trials. Online racing events where you hurtle around Gran Turismo 5 in the hope of qualifying for the UK national final. But for those of you who prefer the great outdoors or have no internet, Nissan and Sony have put together 3 wildcard events where you can sneak into the finals just by turning up and being brilliant. First up was the awesomely named Pageant of Power in Chumley, where we caught up with GT Academy veteran Jan Mardenborough to take us through the day's events.
It's a chance to skip all the hardcore time trial stuff and go straight into national events. So we're encouraging a lot of people here just to get over to the Nissan stand and give it a go.
It was then on to the O2 in London to decide the tournament's second batch of wildcard entrants. And if you couldn't make it to those, don't worry. You've still got a chance to be one of 3 remaining wildcard entrants by rocking up to the Goodwood Festival of Speed, which runs from June the 28th through to July the 1st. And the grand prize awaiting GT Academy's overall winner, the chance to drive the Nissan 370Z GT4 in next year's 24-hour international race in Dubai. Good luck! Greetings from sunny Los Angeles, where in this week's Access All Areas we're honing our not at all button-mashing fighting technique, ready to do battle Virtua Fighter 5 style. The 8-bit arcade played host to the mammoth Virtua Fighter exhibition. Here's beat-em-up legend Alex Valle to explain it all.
So we're here in Los Angeles, California for the Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown pre-launch party. Great new game. It actually has new customizations, has some overall balance of the game with all the characters you might enjoy. And of course, the 2 awesome new characters, Takarashi and John. They're really good, they're really cool. It's one of the hardest games to get good at, but however, after I finished playing like Virtua Fighter and I jumped onto Street Fighter or the Tekkens, I take every step much more calculated than it used to before. So it should be a lot of fun. A lot of new players coming all around the world tonight here in Los Angeles, California.
Thanks, Alex. Your reward is being crushed by Access's very own Virtua Fighter maestro, Dan Reed. The focus of the event was a duo of arcade fighting champions, Japan's Fudo and Chibita, with a stack of prizes awaiting anyone who could take them down, which predictably no one did. We had a word with Chibita and asked him how he got so irritatingly good at the game.
Since I was small, I've been playing Virtua Fighter a lot. In Japan, we're lucky enough to have arcades, so I go there to keep my skills up. I don't think of it as practice, as I play for fun.
Thanks, Chibita. Your reward is being crushed by Access's very own Virtua Fighter maestro, Dan... Ooh, okay, you beat him a little bit. To round off the day, it was left to Fudo and Chibita to take each other on in a battle to determine the champion of champions. Thanks to all at Sega for an awesome time in LA, and Chibita, we let you win. Well done to England for topping their group in Euro 2012.
Yay!
Yeah, we're ignoring what happened with Italy. You might remember that at E3 we asked the developers of PES 2013 to give their predictions for England's group games. Well, we also did the same with David Rutter of FIFA 13, which can only mean Euro 2012 predictions face-off.
This is the most ambitious predictions ever.
First up, England-France, which finished 1-1.
フランス3-1で。
1-0 England.
Both utterly hopeless. Next, there was England-Sweden, which England won 3-2.
そうですね。1-0。
1-0 Sweden.
And finally, England-Ukraine, which England nicked 1-0.
ウクライナ、2-0で。
2-1 England.
And there you have it. Thanks to everyone in the world, and well done to David Rutter for not being able to see into the future, meaning he's definitely not a wizard. We'll see you next week.